Hello guys, welcome back. So now we'll talk about the phase 3, that is the revolution of 1830 and 1848, right? And how this revolution helped in German unification. So in the Vienna Congress, it was decided that the Louis XVIII would succeed Napoleon Bonaparte. But the financial situation in France was very grim, and Louis XVIII was not able to handle the situation, and he resigned. Now, Charles X succeeded Louis XVIII, and he was frustrated about the powerless status of the king. He even argued that it is better to be woodcutter than to be the king. Right? And the status of the king was same as that of the king in the England. So in that frustration, he dissolved the parliament and imposed a ban on the press and media, that is newspapers. This led to the uprisings in 1830, and with this 1830 uprising, Charles X resigned, and Louis Philippe was the successor of Charles X. Louis Philippe took the title of Citizen King, and with this there was the end of the divine rights of the king, that the king has been sent by the God to follow his decree mentioned in Bible. And when the divine rights of king ended, the middle class demanded a constitution. Alright? Now this was 1830, and it had a profound effect in all over the Europe. Germany, Denmark, Spain, etc. Right? Now we'll see the revolution of 1848. Revolution of 1848. See, in 1847 there was economic depression, and the Britain was the victim of this economic depression. Now soon Europe also got victimized when Britain was a victim of economic depression, because the economic integration was there and Britain was a superpower. For example, in 2008 when US saw US financial crisis, then this soon got turned into the world financial crisis, right? The global meltdown. So when the Europe was victimized of the economic depression, there was social and economic unrest. So much so that 80% of the youth, 80% of the people were unemployed, right? At this stage of social and economic unrest, there comes the Karl Marx, and he said, with his communist manifesto, a working class should be ignited to change the political order, right? So if you see, there are actually three classes in any society. The first is the capitalist class, the second is the middle class, and the third is the working class. Okay? When in distress and in revolution, the capitalist class provide the finance, right? Financial support. The middle class provide the leadership, and the working class provide the force. Okay? Now, you can clearly see that here the revolution of 1830, the middle class was ignited, and the revolution of 1848, the working class was ignited, right? So you can see a kind of a unity between them, right? So this unity between the middle class and the working class, this unity threatened the European rulers, with the middle class demanding the constitution and the working class demanding the change in political order, right? And the unity, the German was no exception, and the German rulers were also threatened with this unity. Now, in order to break the unity, right, in order to break this unity, I'll give an example of the same thing what happened in India. See, the whole of British India can be divided into two parts. Up till 1857 there was company's rule, and post 1857 to 1947 there was the crown's rule, right? Post to the 1857 there was still exploitation which was maintained from the British side. For example, the age limit of the ICS was reduced by Lytton in 1876. This caused a huge frustration in the middle class, and again due to heavy taxation, the working class was hugely frustrated, and this led to the Deccan Riots in 1875. Again, this 1875 unrest in working class and 1876 unrest in the middle class again led to the unity among the middle and the working class of the Indians, and in order to and this unity threatened the British rule. In order to break the unity between the middle class and the working class, the British they founded a safety valve, right? That is the safety valve theory, so that the frustration of the educated middle class can be vented off, and hence the British supported the formation of Congress in 1885, right? Else there would have been a second 1857 kind of situation. Okay, see, the main role of Gandhi in 1942 was to unite the middle class, the working class, and the capitalist class in one fora. Right? That was the biggest achievement of Gandhi. Okay, so the similar breaking of unity, what was done by the Britishers, was also done by the German rulers. They accepted a demand of the constitution, and this led to the Second Frankfurt Parliament in 1848. In the Second Frankfurt Parliament in 1848, the representatives of the German states were invited to frame the constitution. Okay, and since 38 constitutions were not possible, since at that time there were 38 states, in the backdrop of economic and political unity, a single constitution was adopted under the leadership of Prussia. But this leadership of Prussia was challenged by the Austria, and in Olmütz Convention, the Austria threatened Prussia that it should not violate the Vienna Congress, where the leadership was imposed upon the Austria, and hence with this, that is the Frankfurt Conference, the peaceful path for German unification ended here, right? So that's all. The revolution of 1838, 30 and 1848, and the phase 3 ends here. Next we'll see the role of the great Bismarck, right? See you. Bye bye.